Woo! You play to win the game.
Listen, we talking about practice.
Cannot play with him.
Playoffs,
Cannot win with him.
not a game. We talking about practice.
Cannot coach with him.
This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is.
Talk about playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Hello?
But they are what we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Can't do it.
His mama named Clay. I'm going to call it Clay. Mm-hmm. That's right. I say Clay.
In my opinion, that sucked.
You play to win the game.
What about Rocky Marciano? That's the one. Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano.
What is going on, world? I gotta welcome you back. Finally, right, Mr. Lee?
Finally.
Right, I know. It's been a minute, man. I'm glad to be back on the air. This episode, what, 115?
115.
Man, 115, man. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Once again, I'm excited to be back in the building. We got a lot on deck. I got my man Rocky Parrish in studio at the 8:30 segment. He'll be in the building. Talk a little Redskin football. NFC least, right, Mr. Lee? Yeah, because I know you hurting. Cowboys, sorry, man.
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Hey, man, but we'll be all right, man. I ain't worried about it.
Coming for that top 10 draft pick.
Is that the goal now, to draft high?
That's my goal.
That's your goal? What, you going to draft a quarterback, right?
No.
No?
Derrick Henry, boy.
Man.
Bama.
Just,
I'm a Bama fan, so I got to go with my
he has too many carries on him, dog.
Hey, workhorse.
It's all good, man. But we going to hang out. You know how we do. I got to get you back in the flow. It's been a minute. Of course, we're going to recap week 14 of the NFL. Like I said, we got Rocky Parrish in studio here tonight. Get into a little NBA. I got to talk about the Warriors, man, losing to the Bucks. That's crazy, right? I mean, I didn't expect, out of all the teams in the league that would have beat them, like I'm thinking maybe the Spurs, maybe they lose to Cleveland on Christmas, but hey, man. It doesn't happen that way. It's the Bucks, the lowly Bucks, the 9-15, like Stephen A. Smith, the 9-15 Bucks. Like, come on, man. But it's all good. We're gonna get into that. We also get into a little bit of wrestling too for our wrestling fans. So we're gonna get into that towards the end of the show. It's gonna be a good time. But I'm so glad to be back on the air with everybody, man. And we just gonna hang out for a little bit, man. We just gonna get it in like we normally do, man. And it's gonna be a good time. But I gotta get started like I always do. And we got to break down week 14, which is a crazy week. Everything is kind of taking shape right now. So the Panthers, right, 13-0. They're catching a lot of flack, Mr. Lee, huh?
Who would have thunk it? Last year, what were they, like 3-13?
Well, they finished the season on a 4-game win streak. So, I mean, they still had a sorry record last year, but they finished on a 4-game win streak. And out of all the undefeated teams, remember a couple weeks ago, it was still about 5-6 undefeated teams. And I didn't expect them to be undefeated.
No, not at all.
But I did tell you that Cam Newton was going to be MVP. I told you that. You remember that?
You did say that.
And Cam has been balling out. I'm gonna get Rocky's opinion on that because, they talk bad about Cam, man. And it's not because he's winning. They talk bad about it for other reasons. But we're going to get into that in our next segment. So y'all got to remind me to ask Rocky about that. But Panthers balling. They beat up on the Falcons 38-0. Help me win fantasy because I'm undefeated in one league, just like the Panthers. So I'm going to rock with Cam. He had 3 touchdowns yesterday?
3.
Balling. And they cooked that. And on the flip side of that, Atlanta was 5-0. And now they're 6-8 now?
Terrible.
Gosh, they sorry, man.
They suck, dude.
They really sorry. Like, I really thought that they would build on that, but
they are a one-trick pony, man. Julio Jones.
And that trick is over, bruh.
It's over. People figured it out, man. Matt Ryan has one target, Julio Jones.
What do you think they're gonna do? Are they gonna do anything with Matt Ryan?
Sign him to another extension?
I guess
it's coaching to me at this point. It's coaching.
But they just got a new coach, Dan Quinn from Seattle.
They got to scheme better, man. They're not scheming right.
But my thing is, what were you doing the first 5 weeks of the season when you were undefeated, and now all of a sudden you can't muster points?
Well, early they had a stronger run game, which took a little pressure off of Julio.
And then Freeman got hurt.
Mm-hmm. So they weren't able to run the ball as efficiently. So it's up in the air right now. And I think he came back yesterday.
Yeah, and gave me like no fantasy points.
But did absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Hey man,
donut yesterday.
That's terrible, man.
Fat Krispy Kreme donut yesterday.
The hot light was on yesterday.
Hot light was all day in Carolina.
Hey man, and Charlotte actually does have a lot of Krispy Kremes. I spent some time in Charlotte. And
Shout out to Charlotte.
Shout out to Charlotte.
Queen City.
But look, man, we started out last Thursday, the Vikings against the Cardinals, which was actually an entertaining game. I actually watched it, if you can believe that. The Cardinals won 23-20, and Dwight Freeney got a play at the end to end the drive. And they were saying that, they should have took the field goal at that point. You know what I mean?
Agree.
Like, in the NFL, man, points are too precious to come by, man. You got to go score and get points, because points are at a premium. So you got to go score, you got to go get points. And that's something they'll learn because that kind of pushed them back in the race. They're in a wild card position, but they were in position to kind of win that division when Green Bay kind of, faltered. But now Green Bay looking like they're back on track.
Oh, stop. They played a reeling Cowboys team. And
I ain't even mention that.
I'm just letting you know. The only reason why they were back in action was because Cowboys offense couldn't muster up anything yesterday other than running the ball.
Lee. Cowboy fans are really defensive, bro.
No, I'm not defensive, bro.
I ain't say nothing about the Cowboys.
No, but you're saying the Packers are back on the road because they got a win yesterday.
And they beat Detroit a couple weeks ago on the Hail Mary.
Bruh, that was the luck of a draw play.
Hey, man.
That was luck.
Luck don't matter, man.
It does.
As long as I get the win,
I
don't care how I get it. You know what I'm saying?
I just want the W.
The W. But it's all good, man. The Cardinals beat the Vikings, and they look like a formidable opponent.
They do.
Going up against, Carolina. I guess the game did stop. I thought it was a commercial, Mr. Lee. It's just frozen.
We fixed it during the break.
It's all good. And y'all know, like always, we got the game on in the building. We just got to hit refresh on the computer real quick. But the Dolphins and the Giants, that's going to be an interesting game to check out. The Giants have an opportunity to stay afloat in the NFC least. And the Dolphins, I guess, are just vying for a middle of the draft pick this season.
Yeah, sure.
Who'd
you pick tonight?
For that game?
Yeah.
The Giants.
Me too. Dog, what place are you in our Pick'em League?
Dog, I'm in 4th place in the Pick'em League. Only
you came up?
Yeah, only because. Good night, nephew. My dad just texted me saying, my nephew said good night. Good night, nephew. Love you, brother.
Night, little man.
Go to bed. Get off the PlayStation. No, I'm kidding. I'm 4th in the Pick'em League right now, man.
2nd place.
I mean, congrats for being in 2nd, but I'm in 4th.
Bruh, it's horrible. I cannot get past this guy, dog.
No, he's good. He picks games very well.
Who is this guy?
That's my guy, AG. He picks games really well. I
get past him. I'm always either 1 game behind him or 2 games behind him. I can't catch him.
He picks games very well.
He does.
And
shout out, props.
Yeah, big props to AG. He picks games very well, like way better than me. That's not my forte. I'm a good fantasy GM. I am not a good game picker. So if I've
but
the
games I lost yesterday, I lost by like 3 points. So I don't feel too bad.
I did get like 11 wins though.
That's nice. That's
not
a
bad.
record for you, bro.
I know. But look, later on, I forgot about that. We always got to do our picks.
Yes,
we'll make sure we squeeze that in. Get the picks in so I can help you guys win your Pick'em League because, of course, 4th place in mine is just good enough, right? Yeah. But it's all good. We got to move on. The Eagles beat the Bills 23-20, which was a nail biter. And
referees blew that game.
Did they?
Yes. That was a terrible pass interference on the offense.
But the narrative to this game all week. The narrative to this game all week was Shady McCoy. He wasn't going to shake Chip Kelly's hand. How was he going to react? And I mean, the emotion at the end when he threw his helmet. You know, he's upset. He never wanted to leave Philly.
No, he didn't.
And I don't think he shouldn't have left Philly. Well, he didn't leave, excuse me. He got traded.
He was shipped away.
Yeah. That was a setup too, man. Chip Kelly about to get fired, bro.
If they don't win the division.
If they don't win the division, Chip Kelly's get fired.
He's taking interviews, even though he's saying he's not. But
You think he go back to college?
he need to. He's a college coach. He ain't cut off for the NFL. He want to run it the way he want to run it, and you can only do that in college. Ask Nick Saban. Bama, roll Tide.
I would hate to be a running back in Alabama's scheme, dog.
Why, bro? You gonna win the Heisman?
Bro, you play football. You play running back in Alabama for 3 years. You already got more carries and more hits on you than anybody else coming out.
That's true.
Your shelf life is much shorter.
Look at Trent Richardson.
Trent Richardson. Well, I think he had an issue with plays.
Mark
I don't
Ingram.
think he know how to play. Mark Ingram beat up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, you do take a beating.
you take a beating, bro,
I
for
ain't
3
even wrong on
seasons. For 3 seasons. By the way, this segment is sponsored by Baaaaaaaack Sports, where there is no off season. And also, I know you guys see the new shirts, the Win or Lose Radio t-shirts. If you want one, tweet me at Win or Lose Radio, and we'll try to make that happen for you. You know, the world radio champion is in the building. We coming back with a vengeance, man. Mr. Lee, you know, I told him, I said, if I'm going to be off for this time, we got to come back and got to hit him hard, man.
Hit him with fire.
Got to hit him with
You see
that high
shirt?
fire.
You see that shirt?
It's
comes
hot,
in
right?
All shapes and sizes.
All shapes and sizes.
Small, medium,
From big to little.
from big to little.
Hey, man, we've only talked about 3 games, bro. Let's hurry up and get through this. The Seahawks beat up on the Ravens, who just can't buy a bucket right now.
Thank you, Russell Wilson, my fantasy quarterback.
Hey, man, Russell balled out, man.
He had a great game. And it was looking kind of shaky at first because Baltimore was playing some stout defense in the first half. But after a
Man.
while, they couldn't hold him down.
They were balling, man,
Doug Baldwin is on
a tear.
he's on a tear right now, man. I picked him up on the waiver wire about a week ago. It was well worth it.
Russell Wilson is just looking like a world beater. They are really, really trying to make sure they get in the playoffs, man.
But what are they going to do without a run game now, man? I'm kind of curious.
I don't know, but they proven they can do a lot in the pass game right now.
That's true. That's true. Which people always thought was actually lackluster. I think Lockett come and gave them some extra mojo, man.
Yeah, they balling right now, man.
They are.
I'm actually scared of that team. That's not a team I want to see right
I
now.
want to see them go against the Panthers. I want to see that ASAP.
That'd be a good matchup, man.
Absolutely.
That'd be a good matchup. Johnny Manziel got the start yesterday and beat the 49ers 24-10.
Do the money dance.
Do the money dance. Do the shmoney dance. How about that? Oh, that's not hot no more, right?
No.
That's old.
Moving on.
The shmoney dance was what, 2014?
Yeah, let's let that go, bro.
Bro, I must be turned to an old guy. It's too many dances, bro. Like, seriously.
You just had a birthday, bro.
I know, man. I just turned 30, man. Can you believe that?
Yeah, because I've been
'Cause-
30 for a couple months
you
now.
Crazy, man.
We the same year, dog.
Same year, man. Crazy. The Rams beat the Lions 21-14.
The Tenderloins.
The Tenderloins. It is done for the Lions.
Absolutely.
It's done for the Rams too. But
I'm really shocked at the Lions, though, man.
man, they've been through a lot this season, man.
They have,
Firing
but-
GMs, coaches. Then
They needed to, though.
Then they got my man, the funniest name in the league, Jim Bob Cooter. I'm gonna leave that joke for you at home. You can just find the joke in there wherever you want to. Wherever you find your local jokes, just go get it from there.
Cooter.
Shut up, man. Moving on. The Jets beat the Titans 30-8. Blowout, and the Jets still got a legitimate shot to make waves in the playoffs, man, or get in the playoffs.
Man, I've been saying all year I like the Jets.
Yeah,
I like the Jets.
The Jets have a stout defense, man.
They do.
And they can ball, man. I never count the Jets out, man. I think they can get the job.
Are you shocked by Fitzpatrick, or was that given?
Well, I mean, I'm Fitzpatrick has looked better because he has a decent running game.
Agree.
And the defense plays well. You know, Brandon Marshall's bailed him out plenty of times. So I mean, I definitely think he's been what you want. He just gets the job done.
Agree.
I mean, you got to think, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, if you don't have one of like 6 quarterbacks, you have a middle of the road quarterback who's going to try to do his thing and get you wins. So that's where you depend on your other facets of the game to get the job in. Your defense, your special teams, your run game, your O-line.
And Eric Decker.
Yeah, Decker's balling, bro.
Who everybody was sleeping on Eric Decker last year.
They balling.
As soon as he left Denver, he's not going to do anything, and he's their primary target.
They balling, man.
Brandon Marshall taking a step back.
They're still getting it done.
Absolutely.
But Brandon Marshall, I think, is in full analyst mode, bro.
He's ready.
He's ready to go to Showtime and do that show on Showtime.
He's ready.
I
want to see him on Fox, man.
On Fox?
Yeah, move Michael Strahan out of there.
Move Strahan?
Yeah, let him.
Strahan's got too much going on right now.
Let him stay on ABC, man. Kelly and Michael.
Chill.
Cooter.
Chill. The Steelers beat the Bengals 33-20. Andy Dalton jacked his thumb up, but luckily he will not need surgery. So I know the Bengals fans are happy about that. But the Steelers, man, look hot right now.
The best receiving core in the league.
Best receivers in the league right now, man. And they're balling. Those
boys are tough, man. But I got to give props to Bama boy, A.J. McCarron. Even though he threw 2 picks yesterday, he did his thing. Coming in the backup role.
So anything from Alabama, you give him just props.
Absolutely.
Hey, it's cool, man.
That's my squad, man.
You gotta rep your squad, bro.
Squad.
You gotta rep your squad. But don't say that no more. No, I'm kidding.
Cooter.
Speaking of balling, the Jaguars beat the Colts 51-16. They put up a 50 burger on them boys.
Bruh, I watched that game.
It's official, man. The AFC South is now worse than NFC East.
No. You will not change my mind on this. The AFC East is the worst division in the NFL.
But we had a debate about this earlier.
We did.
Before the show.
We did.
The Patriots it's the fact that the Patriots have been
don't want to hear it.
The Patriots have been consistent for a longer time.
Don't want to hear it.
They haven't had any front office movement.
Bruh.
And nobody knew Tom Brady was gonna be Tom Brady.
Bruh. Come on, bruh. In the last 10 years, they've won a division 8 times.
Whose fault is that?
9 times. Excuse me, 9 times. 9 times in the last 10 years. You mean to tell me that the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Jets can't do anything?
That's not the Patriots' fault. Everybody else trash.
But who's their competition? They have no competition.
You can't pick your division.
You can't, but they have there's no competition there, bruh.
Man, look, I'm not gonna take away what they done, man. They don't want to. Ton of Super Bowls.
No credit taken. I think that the Patriots are the best team in the AFC. Point blank, period. All facets of the game.
Yeah.
However, they just have no competition in their division.
They don't.
None.
They don't.
You can't make me believe that.
Nah, you're right. I won't force it on you, man. They just gonna keep winning, and that's how they do.
Yeah, till Tom Brady retires, and then Jimmy Garoppolo.
I don't think it'll be him either, but it's all good. The Chiefs beat the Chargers 10-3, and the Chiefs are on a 7-game win streak right now.
Let's go Chiefs.
Balling. The Saints beat the Bucks 24-17.
I was a little upset.
I picked the Saints.
That.
I thought I picked Famous Jameis, but I picked the Saints.
I wanted to pick the Saints,
but you
had
didn't.
the wrong team. Yeah.
It's all good. I was surprised at this one. The Raiders beat the Broncos 15-12.
I'm glad that happened.
Which sounds like a great baseball game, but they beat them 15-12.
I'm glad that happened, man. I was so sick of people hyping up Brock.
Brock Osweiler.
Brock.
Chill.
So over it, man. I'm so glad that he got humbled yesterday. Even though I think he's an outstanding guy.
Yeah.
I just think that they were really hyping this team as if they were like invincible or something. I'm glad they took an L to Oakland, who was shocking the league this year, man. Derek Carr is the man, even though they ain't put up much points yesterday. But I like the Oakland Raiders, man. Khalil Mack, 5 sacks.
Hey, man. They definitely were balling.
Oh, question. Would you have taken Khalil Mack or Jadeveon Clowney?
Mack.
All day.
Clowney's been hurt. But I want to see Clowney with a full season healthy, like 100%.
I agree.
The Packers beat the Cowboys 28-7.
Good game, Pat.
And, of course, the Patriots beat the Texans 27-6.
No surprise there.
I almost picked the Texans.
Why?
Because that's why I told you I'm sorry at picking. I'm a fool, bro. Like, I almost picked them.
Brady versus Hoyer? Come on, man.
Brian Hoyer. From the French Quarter. No, man. Hey, man, but that's week 14 of the NFL. Actually, that was pretty good. Right on schedule. Great week. So what we're going to do, I want you to sit back, relax, enjoy these videos, enjoy this quick commercial break. And when we come back, I will have live in studio, Rocky Parrish. We're gonna break down the NFC least and the Washington Redskins, and we're gonna get in depth and we're gonna talk about it. So sit back, relax, and hang out, and be right back right here on winandloseradio.com and WTTSradio.com.
Says, do you smell what The Rock is cooking? Ha! The Rock's laying the smackdown. The Rock says.
What is going on? It's your man DH. We're back in the building. And before I go any further, I gotta tell you about that. That was the Spanish call of the week. That was Cam Newton to Ed Dixon for the touchdown yesterday. And I'm gonna do that every week because Spanish calls are just so entertaining to me, bro. They're so entertaining to me, man. That's so entertaining. And that voice you hear in the studio, it's my man Rocky Parrish. And the music you hear in the background is The Rock. If you smell what The Rock is cooking, I gotta play that. How fitting, right?
Oh, I thought you was gonna have some "Welcome to DC." That used to be our intro song.
That was
on the station. Oh, it's all good. Next time I'm on, y'all, that'll be as everybody's doing that. They walk up music.
Got you. We'll do that. We'll get that cracking, man. But Rock is so happy to have you in the building, man. And you know why I have you here, man? Because I guess you're my resident Redskin expert, man. So,
well, I appreciate you having me on. First of all, I'm glad you're in good health. Everything's
Thank
good.
You, man. Thank you.
Just from the setup you have, things have changed since I was in the podcast world. I think they used to call it Cast Pod back then or something else. But y'all got television, you got streaming. It's the new digital age.
Hey, man, gotta get it cracking.
Yeah, we had the Fisher Price going on, but y'all are doing well here. I like what you're doing.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. So just one word. How do you feel about the game yesterday?
Optimistically surprised that we pulled it through on the road against Chicago, who isn't the best team, but it's in Chicago.
Yeah.
And they have quality players. Jeffries, Cutler, he comes side, but he's just like he's their Kurt. Right. So but the fact is, even though we're a terrible team, people say I just call it parody.
It is, man, because truthfully, when you watch the Redskins play, you really don't know what you're gonna get from week to week.
No.
Like you get the Saints game where they score 40. And then you get the Panthers game where they get 40 on them.
You know what? I'm going to correct that statement. You don't know what you're going to get with the offense.
Yeah.
Because I will say I have been greatly surprised by the defense.
Yeah.
No one knew who the hell Joe Barry was coming into the season. I was clowning like, what are they doing?
Right.
Because my whole motto this season, I was talking to you off camera, is in Scott we trust. Like, because I trust what he's done in his past, no matter what everybody talks about in the morning shows, sports talk, whatever.
Yeah.
This dude's been making good calls. He didn't bring Cooley on. That'd have been crazy. At that moment, I would have lost all faith. Every sign that he's done, we're playing with a team full of backups on defense. D. Hall has moved to safety.
That's true.
And they are balling. You know what I'm saying? So
They are.
I've been greatly surprised and happy with that. But the offense is to more what you're talking about. We don't know what we're gonna get week to week.
And the thing, and like we said, we were talking off camera. The whole thing with Kirk, like, I think Kirk is just scared, man. He don't have any leeway. And like you said, I don't think he want to rock the boat.
Well, I've heard him in a couple of interviews, and he said he hasn't built up that type of that trust with the coaches. Well, don't wait to get it. Take it.
You gotta go get it.
If
man.
you have audibles, take it. And if you see the line jammed up, don't go sending Al in there because Al ain't who he used to be. The line ain't what they used to be with the zone blocking because we don't do zone blocking anymore.
Right.
But my whole thing is he needs to take what he wants if he wants to be a starter, and everybody needs to stop with the false braggadocio about giving him a contract. We didn't give it enough bad QBs contracts and mediocre ones contracts. Let's see what he does for the rest of the season. And even if he takes us to the promised land, let's still kind of weigh our options.
Just
you know what I'm saying? And for me, the promised land is just the playoffs, man.
Playoffs. But I'm kind of stuck in like purgatory with the Redskins because, of course, as a fan, I want to see the team do well. But I know, just looking at it on the surface, I have a feeling if we get in the playoffs, I don't think we're going to do anything. It's going to put us in the middle of the pack for a draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we need to get better.
But to that point, with the draft, I no longer worry about what we will do in the draft because of Scott. Yeah. He will do what he needs to do to be able to either load up, unload players to get more draft picks. Because look what he's done during the season without draft picks.
Right.
He signed quality dudes who none of us knew but they are making an impact on the team. He has converted a wide receiver to D-back. I played wide receiver my life. I only play D-back on flag, man. You know what I'm saying? There's no chance that I would be able to, as good as I thought I was in my head, be able to flip sides in a professional level and just do what I needed to do to check a dude like Dez for an entire game. And this dude's been balling. And what is Dunbar's his name?
Dunbar, rookie. But you know, I think to that point with the McLuhan point, I think Redskin fans do kind of feel a little better because we know we're not going to squander the picks, and we feel like we have somebody actually in the front office that knows what they're doing.
But what we have, and I'm going to just get on, you know, I did it while I was on the radio and television. Yeah. I got on the media, even though I was a part of the media. But the problem is with the fan base, we're steered like that battered puppy because the media keeps it going with, oh, are we going to sign Chris Cooley? Are we going to sign, you know, this old dude or this guy? If someone becomes a free agent anywhere or gets cut, what happens? Everybody brings up, he could come to D.C. Why? Because you still think you're going to pay him guap to come here, and they think because it's the old regime. Literally, everybody's been talking about culture change for years and years and years, but it's actually happening now.
Right.
And that's coming to fruition. But you have sports talk radio and, you know, television folks still keeping up the BS as if it were back in the day last year. So we have a new dude, and I just think, you know, for everybody listening to your show, I'm going to be peeping it out and hoping everybody's listening. Stop listening to that. Turn the channel.
Yeah.
Because if your home team sports talk channel isn't talking about positive stuff of the team, there's an agenda behind it. And I'm just here to tell you that. As a dude who has been there, I know there is an agenda, which is why I am no longer there. So I'm just letting you know.
You ain't got to tell me, man. Trust and believe. I believe. But I got to talk about this NFC East, man.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've been watching it and you've seen just how much, like you said, parity it is. Tony Romo goes down, Dez goes down early, and Dallas, who was, you know, people picked Dallas to go to Super Bowl to build off what they did last year.
It was mostly Dallas people, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Mr. Lee. But no, but I mean, you know, I thought of Dallas being
they were a quality. One thing I'll never do is mess up my own credit within, you know, sports talk radio. Even though I've become more of an activist now, if I say something crazy, people ain't gonna, you know, people come to me for fantasy football. Man, I don't know, my fantasy team ain't doing. Just because I'm doing well, don't mean I know how to tell other people do well. But when it comes to the Cowboys, the only thing that irritates me when it comes to the Cowboys are their DC fans. Why? Because they can lose everybody on their team and they still think they're going to do something. You know what I'm saying? Stephen A. Smith, a lot of people don't agree with him, but that one rant he had about how that I agreed with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at this point, just let it go. Let it go. Let everybody else, you
like
know,
Frozen.
Because hey, you know, I mean, I'm optimistic. I try to stay on the positive side of things. Y'all gonna be on the sidelines for the playoffs. After a game, we'll be there with you, watching, just like everybody else. But let us have our time. You know what I mean?
Right. I agree. How you feel about the Giants?
The thing is, everybody wants to, you know, fire Coughlin every year.
Yeah.
My thing is, he's got every year you want to count him out. That next year he comes back and they win the Super Bowl. And he has built himself up this cushion where all he has to say is, "You gonna fire me? So what are y'all gonna go and do?
Right.
You know, who you gonna pick up to get to do these things? You know, I never really used to respect Eli, but how can you not respect 2 rings? You know,
the proof is in the pudding right there.
Yeah, and they have a team. It's just for whatever reason they just don't put it together when they should.
They just like out of all the teams in the NFC East this season, especially after Tony Romo went down, I was like the Giants can take this because the Giants have guys in place that have played, that find a way to win.
Well, there's a stat I heard today on ESPN, and it was if they had not lost the lead in the fourth quarter, last minute of the game, they would be 9-3 and have a 4-game lead in the NFC East.
Crazy.
Which would mean really the NFC East would be locked up at this point.
Everybody be out the picture.
Playing for nothing.
That's crazy.
All we'd have to look forward to is Dallas at the end of the season.
That's it.
Yeah, and that's sad. But that ain't the way it is, so we're going to keep moving.
Chip Kelly and Philly, man.
I haven't been a Nike guy myself and, you know, been out there. I respect his grind. I respect that he don't give a F what people think about him because I don't.
Yeah.
You know, him and, you know, Shady had this thing this week. My whole thing is with Shady when he ran off the field, bruh. If y'all won, you just stayed on that field for an hour and a half after the game. Went into the locker room, talked to everybody else. Went all around. Right. So I mean, don't be a little, you know, when it come to you lose and run off with your toy.
Right.
You know, be a dude, be a man. And I heard he's a real nice guy. But you know, the same things you do before the game, do it after the game.
Yeah.
One of my things is never talk about anybody and say anything you wouldn't say if they was right here in the studio with you.
Absolutely.
Do the same thing after the games.
Yeah, because when I heard the comments, I was like, you could tell that was coming from a different place.
Oh yeah, the heart.
Yeah, he felt that when he said that.
Yeah.
Cussing and everything. I was like, oh.
And everybody was asking him about, not asking him, but making comments saying, why would you go out and kiss the field and hug the, that dude used to sign your checks. And I understand he's from the area, Harrisburg, I believe, so there was a love for the city. So a lot of other players understand that, but I guess he just really went the next step and just let them know, the fans and everybody else, how much he loved the team. Now, people were like, well, isn't that kind of resentful to where he is now in Buffalo? Look, lots of dudes knows is the business.
Right.
So, but there's some other things to it. And when you go home, whatever he does ain't got nothing to do with the next dude.
You're right.
As long as everybody's getting their checks, they don't care what he's doing. You know what I mean?
I thought it was interesting yesterday to see how he reacted.
Yeah.
That was because I kind of wasn't expecting it. Like a lot of guys had different homecomings and stuff like that. And, they play it kind of different, but he was, it looked like he was happy to be there.
Yeah. Oh, well, he was emotional.
He never wanted to leave.
He was emotional. He probably had a little crocodile tear when he went out there and kissed the field. But and for me, that was a little bit extra. But
he got on both.
Again, I don't count another man's money, and if it don't affect my life, I just keep it moving.
Right. But I'm curious now. I guess this narrative is over and done. The whole RG3 thing. Now I've been getting just people's opinions. I know we talked about this the last time you were on, but I just still feel like that situation was just handled so wrong, and now it's just like he's just an afterthought. Like people don't even talk about him no more.
Well, there were two people that were keeping it going. It was we, the fans, and the media. Yeah. Even when they were on national television, the media would go towards, make shots at him and talk about him when he was a third string. You know what I mean? And we as fans, and I include myself because I was kind of defending the situation because a lot of people don't, I have access. I still know a lot of players. Right. I talk to a lot of guys, and a lot of people didn't realize a lot of stuff that RG3 would do behind the scenes, and even stuff that they would see. But I think we as black people, and just from the black perspective, we're so happy that we got this dude who was up on a pedestal. I was calling him Black Jesus.
We got our guy.
That was back when Mike Wise was on. I was calling him Black Jesus on the radio because I was happy. Right. But the thing is, he really got too much full of himself. And even though he wanted to be a team player, he really wasn't a dude who hung out with a lot of guys. Right. And then he tried to change things up in the middle things, start going out, blah, 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 with his wife and with some of the players. But he wasn't accepting a lot of responsibility.
Wasn't a good fit.
Yeah, and it rubbed guys the wrong way. And one thing you don't do when you're getting paid millions of dollars, and this happened with Albert Hansworth as well, is you don't tell a coach what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? And you don't need your father coming in fighting your battles. You're supposed to be a grown ass man. Right. They're gonna treat you like a grown ass man. So don't have your father coming in saying, "Hey, my son don't want to run the 50 series." Right. You know what I mean? So a lot of that had to do with him, but I don't take the onus off of how the Redskins handled it. I believe if Scott McClune were here earlier, it wouldn't have worked out that way.
Absolutely not. I think if McClune was here earlier, I think he would still be playing.
Oh, I do too, because Scott probably would have had a different conversation with him. He would have separated him from Snyder, being Snyder's, I don't want to say lapdog, but his favorite player of the year, as Snyder usually does. He has a favorite guy. Right. But I think he would have let him know, it's either this way or you're going to be out, because Scott came in right away and said, look, we're not even putting you in backup. You're going to be third string, and we're not even going to let you play because I'm not paying you $16 million on my cap next year. So he was doing things smart right off the bat, which is why I respected it. And he went about his way. And my whole thing is, we had to move on because to a point, what does it matter if we talk? I don't vote for. Hey, I've never had a jersey in my life. Yeah. With anybody else's name on the back. Yeah. Why? Because my father always said, you need to follow who you are. Right. I should be your hero, not nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Right. And now I had a Redskins jersey, but not, and when it comes down to it, we're Redskins fans. Right. We might be fans of players, but when it comes down to it, are you more a fan of the player or your team? Absolutely. And if Kurt takes us to the Super Bowl, I'm not now look, I'm not saying about it this year. I'm just saying that at some point in life, he takes it. Right. He gonna be. Nobody will give a damn about Robert Griffin III.
Yeah, they won't.
Right?
You're right.
Yeah, so
I'm telling you, if he take us, if he win us a playoff game,
if Rex Grossman, who I thought was some hot garbage, took us to the Super Bowl, right, he will be exalted as one of the best. He will be up there with Mark Rippon and all those other guys. But like I was telling you off camera, the Redskins, like a lot of people talking about, drafting next year and where we fall. We just aren't good at drafting quarterbacks. And I know we have Scott, and I said how I trust him. But the thing is, let's not rebuild at the quarterback position unless you get a super genius that can come in and right off the bat just start working. But right now, now we need a journeyman who knows the system.
But like I was saying to Mr. Lee, the producer, I'm like, if you don't have one of like 6 quarterbacks, you got a middle of the pack quarterback anyway.
Exactly.
If you don't have Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, maybe Ben Roethlisberger,
and you can't even put Peyton in it anymore.
You can't because he's
scruggalicious. So
he walking around like me, man, with a boot. But like, if you don't have one of those guys, you're fighting everywhere else to be great everywhere else on the field. Either it's your defense, special teams, having a great run game, stuff like that. So I feel like the Redskins can even use Kirk Cousins as a holdover, or if you got an older journeyman. And I think because we have Scott, he'll be able to get us better in those other spots.
Correct. Because if you want to bring a young guy in behind Kirk, but that is strong in his position, that's fine. But don't use a high draft pick on him. And like you said, keep Kurt as a holdover, but don't give him a long-term contract. He has just come off. He's at the end of his 4 years. Give him an extension and make it
2 years
incentive laden or something.
Yeah.
Just don't give it to him because at this point he's still one of those guys that needs to have his confidence built. Yeah. And he's not on a roll. He hasn't done all these great things.
It would be different if he won. If we're 10-2 at this point or something like that, or 10-4.
Yeah.
That'd be something totally different. I would see the narrative.
5-7.
6 and 7.
6 and 7. Same difference.
Same thing. Same thing. So he. And just got the first game on the road. What is no?
And again, I'm not taking away anything from Kurt, but I'm not going to give him anything either.
Exactly. And I think that's what people are ready to do.
Yeah.
Especially with a playoff run.
We starved for a quarterback. We've always been starved for a quarterback. If Joe Theismann could come back today, he would. Because he knows we're starving for a quarterback. And we would let him come back.
Of course. But you even look through the draft history. Like, I'm just thinking off the top. We've never we thought Heath Schuler was going to be great. You know
why? Were you? I mean, how old are you?
I'm 30 now.
Okay, so I don't know if you remember this, but when Heath Schuler, the reason why everybody thought Heath Schuler was so great is because there was a video of him on his knees at the 50-yard line throwing a ball and hitting the crossbar in FedEx.
So it's pre-Jamarcus
They was like, yeah, that guy's great. Let's get that son of a bitch in here. Yeah.
Pre-Jamarcus
You see what happened then? I mean, and Gus Farrar, he was all right, but then he just kind of fizzled out quickly. I mean, we never
had a guy that's like the guy. Like I even equate it now. Like even though Mariota and Jameis Winston are in their first year, like they have franchise guys that they're going to build around who I think play pretty well. I think Jameis this time last year, if you were to ask me how Jameis is going to do, I would have said I don't think he's going to play that well. I thought he was going to be like Jamarcus Russell and kind of fizzle out, but he's played well. He's commanded the team, and I'm excited.
I'm actually happy about that because for a lot of the things, I guess I'm sort of jaded, and I'm glad I am in this respect that having seen how things work in media, and if people don't like you, they're gonna dog you. Like Joe Buck. Joe Buck brought up some stuff about Dez Bryant during the game, and look, I'm not a Cowboys fan, but he brought up some stuff that had nothing to do with anything. And I'm like, he just dropped the ball. Where all that stuff come from, Joe? But he always does it. Yeah. But let a dude that he loves have a garbage game. Joe Buck will be on his knees with a blanket over his head, and you know what's going on underneath.
Yeah,
and it's crazy that it happens. But a lot of guys, I mean, look, we're all biased, but it shouldn't cloud the way you put something out there as far as trying to commentate a game or something like that. We all opinion based. It's opinion based, so I could say if I don't like somebody.
Right.
But when you're calling a game, what the hell is when a dude drops a ball, his mama, being a crackhead or being in trouble and all
anything?
Not at all. And it's just, and the thing is, it's so obvious that you just know people are allowing it to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I rarely feel sorry for Cowboy fans, but that was some BS.
I feel you. So Rock, let me ask you real quick. You got like 10 minutes to hang out, get a little NBA?
Yeah,
all right, cool. So look, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna reset. We gotta go to break. We come back, we get a little Wizards, a little Warriors, NBA. We're going to talk about it. We'll break it down. More of Rocky Parrish live in the studio right here. On
light-skinned guy still winning.
Hey, man, it's a dark skins only studio, man. You can't be like that. Hey, no, it's all good, man. We have Rocky Parrish right back on the flip side of this right here on Win and Lose Radio and WTTSradio.com. What is up? It's your man DH back in the building. Got my man Rocky Parrish in the studio, hanging out.
What's up?
Mr. Lee behind the glass, what up?
What it do?
You already know. Look, man, we in here just hanging out, having fun. Got to tell you real quick, this segment is sponsored by Building Hope Incorporated, helping to build hope in the lives of others. Christmas and toy drive going on right now. Go to buildinghopeinc.org. You can still help out. Still make sure these kids have a great Christmas. So definitely do that, buildinghopeinc.org. And before we even get into the NBA, Rocky, man, you got to tell everybody what you got going on. You always got something going on, man. What you got going on?
If it's making money, this is what I'm doing.
right.
Yo, but by the way, before I even start on that, send me a link to that because, I have I tell people I don't have a foundation, but my foundation is helping other people's foundation.
Absolutely.
So since I have a huge network, my thing is called Deep Hearts Nation.
Yeah.
And it's basically if you have something like a toy drop go, I put it on my site and push it out to everybody.
Hey, man, we'll do that. We'll
most definitely.
I'm always about the community. Man.
Yeah, see, I always tell people charity is not an option, it's an obligation.
Absolutely.
Especially from where I come from. I didn't come up, rich or anything like that. And the thing is, give back to community so you can come back. Right. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to get robbed when I come out again. Nigga, you came from this junk, you know what I'm saying?
Man, he ain't never coming home.
But since getting off the air and all those kinds of things, I've gone back. I've never really left my entrepreneurial stuff, but doing Rock Deep, I've actually spread out a little bit more. I just recently launched or relaunched, should I say, the Rock Deep Our Divine thing, where I'm doing ladies' purses and things of that nature, along with my apparel, footwear, and stuff like that. But I'm not sure if you have a female audience, but for men, if you secure in your manhood, I've just launched a female adult toy joint called Carnal Ink Toys and stuff. So
really?
Check it out on Facebook. It's called Carnal Toys.
Okay.
And if you want to go to Our Divine Fashions on Facebook, just look up Rock Deep on Facebook and you'll see anything that I'm doing. But it's basically anything that I'm doing, all the things I'm doing. Just for a seasonal part of Christmas, I've been selling those balancing wheels. You see everybody?
Yeah.
I basically, I don't know why people do it. I've seen women, guys walking dogs on them. They're kind of lazy to me.
That's the first thing I say when I see those. Like, that's so lazy.
But it's a thing and it's a trend
right now.
And people, if it's something, because I have a lot of factories that I have connections with. So instead of me selling these things for $1,500 like everybody else, $600, $700, $800, I'm selling for $300 and $400, which is cutthroat. I sell on volume. So those are just some of the things I've gotten into. But always hit me up on Facebook. I believe it's rocky.i.parish. After you do facebook.com, and y'all can reach out to me.
Absolutely, man. I love the entrepreneurial spirit. Always trying to get that dollar.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you about, man. You got to. Yeah. You got to. But speaking of always trying to get it, the Warriors just went down. And I'm curious to hear what you think about that. First of all, that win streak, what was it, 24 games?
Yes, sir.
I mean, as long as I've been alive.
I couldn't believe how much clowning was going on, though. Yeah. It was 24 straight games. 24. Well, more than that because they were winning in the last year. But, again, I give all props to Stephen Curry. Light skins have never gone out of style. We back,
Yo, y'all had a good year. Drake, and then Steph Curry.
Yo, seriously, I think y'all down a couple years over the Drake thing. we just adding to the plus column with Stephen Curry and everything. But, seriously, though, when it comes to him, I know I used to talk about it a lot. And years back, it only would be LeBron that I would pay to go see. Right. Stephen Curry is now one of those dudes. I can't really name too many other people in the league right now that I would pay to go see on any team. I'm a Lakers fan, and I would not pay to go see them play.
Yeah, they're pretty.
When they said Kobe was sitting, it was like, can he do it for the rest of the season? You know what I mean? I've never been a Kobe fan, but I've been a Lakers fan for the people who say, but he from DC, he won them riders. Nah, my father told me to always pick a winner. And when I was younger, the Lakers was winning like a mug. Yeah, so I stuck with it. But I'm not one of them dudes, who jumped off the bandwagon once they got to be, like some ass. Right. So I've always stuck with it. And, at some point they're going to come back to where they was. But, I know at least the Lakers will come back. I'm not too sure the Wizards ever. They're a second round exit team, prophetically.
It's so hard. Like, okay, so I went to the game against Dallas last week. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what happened. Of course, Nene was out. That's a common thing. Gortat was overseas. Mm-hmm. Humphreys was hurt. Mm-hmm. And it was a time where we really played 8 guys. Hollins had got to start, and he didn't play no more like after the first quarter. Jared Dudley was playing the 5. And I'm like, bro, are we going to make any adjustments? We was getting beat. And Dallas is a tall squad.
What's his kid? Randy
Whitman.
Randy Whitman. A lot of guys, I'm in a Facebook group, sports group with Love the Game. They're always talking diehard fans and always talking about getting rid of Randy. My thing is, y'all got to realize, first, Ted Leonsis is a cheap dude.
He ain't gonna get rid of too many people.
He lowered the salary for Ernie.
Yeah.
You know, he said, if you want to stay, we're going to cut your salary.
Right.
And then everybody wants to give Ernie all this credit for making the team better. Wait a minute. He's the one who messed up the team. He's the one who got all that bad, couldn't draft, and then what did he trade away a draft pick?
Traded away a draft pick, gave Gil a ton of money.
Yeah, I mean, so you can't give a dude credit for the thing that he messed up himself.
And then he fixes it.
Yeah, so I mean, but the thing is, you are still at a point where everybody's very happy that they got to where they were. But you got to realize last year, a lot of things happened in the East.
Yeah. So
that those guys didn't have a tough road to go. Now that everybody's back, people didn't stock up, people didn't draft it the right way. Where are they now? And what are they doing?
Matter of fact,
I won't ever support the Wiz until they change the name back to the Bullets. And I've always said that and always will.
They're slowly trying. They changed the colors finally.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, that was to appease people.
Yeah.
I'm hip to that game. You know what I'm saying?
You know how that
it's
game
like when
go.
your girl rub your leg,
Yeah.
but she don't do everything else you want. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna work. don't try to pull an okey doke.
Rub my leg. You gotta go all the way.
Yeah, rub all the way up, son. For real. That's crazy.
So you wait for them to go back to the Bullets.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's doing that. I mean, he was going to try to build his own monument entertainment so he could televise his own games. Then he realized, it'd take a little bit more money than he thought to do that. So I'm gonna let Comcast I'm gonna keep raping them of money, to put on this unquality product. And again, I don't hate the Wizards. I'm not a fan of the team, and it's only because all of the stuff that they've done, and they make excuses. If you keep making excuses now, because I was one of the only people when I was on the radio who called Leonsis out, said everybody getting on Snyder. When everybody gonna start getting on Leonsis?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, think about the Caps.
Yep.
They kept getting to a point and failing.
Every time.
So, I mean, at some point, let's spread the wealth and the hate.
Right.
At least the one dude who's willing to spend his money to get a quality team. It ain't worked until just about now.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, the irony of the Redskins is he hasn't had to spend a lot of money.
Right.
He didn't do all the major contracts. But, y'all need to let Ted Leonsis a little bit more when y'all want to dole some hate out.
You know what? It's funny because we're talking about the Wizards right now with my man Rocky Parrish live in the studio. That whole KD thing, and when KD made those comments a couple months ago.
Which ones?
Well, when he said, they should worry about who they got.
Yep, he was sending everybody a message. Do not be disappointed if I don't come.
Bro, I said this, even when Caps was talking about it last year. I said, I almost kind of don't want to see him come here. I said, because I don't think he's the piece that's gonna help us win the championship.
But if you gotta give up,
a great player.
If you gotta give up a lot to get one person, you're losing part. Everybody's like, we got all the pieces in place, but you gotta give up some of that just to get them. Now, mind you, one of the things a lot of people aren't thinking about too is that the salary cap isn't going up by $5 or $10 million.
Right.
It's going up by a substantial amount.
Right.
It's going up so much that they probably wouldn't have to get rid of anybody. But the thing is, which I didn't understand, is they were saving cap space for KD. Why are you saving cap space when you're going to have enough anyway by the amount that it raises? And those are the things that a lot of people don't think about when you're going forward. And like you, I really don't think he should come because think about how loved he is here. If he comes and just when he has to come to play that one time a year, he's got to do all the requests for tickets and think about doing that every night.
Bro, that would get old. Real quick. I wouldn't want to deal with it.
No, sir.
And then I truly don't think, from watching the Wizards enough, I think the Wizards can get it done if they can get a consistent four. If they can get somebody like DeMarcus Cousins, LaMarcus Aldridge, some guy like that, a stretch four that can shoot the rock mid-range and can still go to the cup, I think that's all they need.
But they need a couple things. Gortat was a great re-signing. I'll give him that. He wasn't like a Jim McIlvain back in the day. You gave $1 jillion to some old bum white dude to come. But again, I'm not sure. I was never really sure why they signed Nene. Because you knew he was going to be hurt. He ain't never giving you 82. He ain't giving you 62 games,
bro.
You know what I mean?
Every year he's going to.
But I think in addition to a stretch four, they need probably a stretch three and a power four.
Yeah,
because they need rebounding. You know what I mean? I think we got like what all these little 6'5", 6'6"
Otto Porter,
skinny dudes
drafted Oubre.
They can't bang.
Yeah, Dudley. See, I like Jared Dudley. I like the way.
I actually like him too.
I like the way he plays.
But I actually was surprised with Humphries when he first came.
Yeah.
And he was putting in. But Randy Whitman, I mean, I'm not. I won't say I'm a supporter of Randy Whitman, but he was making things happen. And they were letting him do what he needed to do and benching guys when he needed to bench them. But it's to a point where now he can't do that anymore because Leon's is like, look, I'm paying this dude. You gonna pay it. You gonna play him.
You gotta play him.
Yeah.
And I just think it, just like in basketball, man, it's only a handful of franchises that's in the conversation every year. And I think the Wizards have got to a point where, okay, they see they can go further, but They got to get to that next level.
But they're a perennial 4, 5, 6
Yeah.
slot and a second round exit team. If
In
they
the
were
East.
in the West, they would never get in the playoffs.
Bro, I think it was last year, the Suns were the 9th seed, and they had like 49 wins.
Yep.
And couldn't get in the dance.
Yep.
And that's crazy to me. And the Wizards maybe
That's why the East, when they talk about reseeding it according to record, the East like,
They
no, sir.
They were always playing West teams, so they'd be at the bottom.
Man, well, no, they wouldn't be in the playoffs.
Yeah, if they took the top 16
There'd be
teams.
2 teams from the East. Cleveland and one other
and
team.
Chicago.
Yeah, or whatever other team was good that year in the East. That's all it would be yearly.
You're right. But that would defeat the purpose of the divisions. But I get it. But I mean, it's just with basketball.
But don't we ultimately see? My whole thing is, you need to shake up things by doing things like that, even if for a year or two, to make other teams get their S straight.
Right.
Why? Because we as fans want the best. Now, when the playoffs come, you want to root for your team and hope to get here.
Yeah.
But playoffs for any sport is one of those things you can watch everybody because you know it's the best teams. But you're not getting the best of the best when it comes to the East.
Western Conference playoffs, I can watch over and over again because all those games are entertaining. I like watching the Spurs. I like watching the Clippers. I like watching what the Warriors did last year.
And West teams get high ratings now.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I'm saying? They're playing in the middle of the night and they're getting
staying up
to watch because dudes here on the East, you can't get any kind of play on TV.
You right. Hey, and I gotta say this, man. TNT, they helped me, dog, with Chuck and Shaq. If they put them on for an hour every night, I watch that.
I really wish that they would let them do more playoff games. And they season wouldn't end and stuff like that because they're always winning the award every year for the best studio group.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff, man. This is what we do here, man. We hang out. We just having a good time. Rocky Parrish live in the studio. I'm gonna let him get out of here. He's a very busy man, and I want to give a big shout out for him being in the building.
I appreciate y'all having me, man. Y'all have a great setup here. If I had it like this when I was starting out, man, I don't know where I'd be right now.
Hey, man. So I guess that's big things for me then.
Hey, y'all gonna be doing huge things. I mean, I'm gonna do what I can to help y'all out for real.
Man, I appreciate
Spread
that,
the word.
I appreciate that, man. Win and Lose Radio, man. We doing big things right here, man. Win and Lose Radio and WTTS Radio. We're doing big things. So big shout out to Rocky Parrish. I know he'll be back soon.
Yes, sir.
Friend of the show.
You in Maryland. You in Maryland, so I'm safe here.
Already. Yeah, he good. He can come around here. But look, guys, sit back, relax. We're gonna get into it. We got Mr. Lee. What we got? A picks, and we're gonna talk a little wrestling coming back up.
We got picks wrestling. But let's get the contact information for Rocky.
Yeah, Rock. Man, give everybody your stuff, man. Where they can reach you at one more time.
Hey, look, just I don't know, man. I don't even know my Facebook. Look up Carnal if y'all want to go to the sex toys. Just look up Carnal, Carnal Inc., Carnal Sex Toys, any of that kind of thing. And what I say? Oh, R Divine Fashions. Yeah. It's RDEVINE, Divine Fashions. Fellas, get your ladies toys, get your ladies purses. They will thank you. And I'm just going to go ahead and say you're welcome. You know what I'm saying? So contact me anytime. I'm one of those guys, and you know this. If you reach out to me, I make sure that if you take the time to reach out to me, I'm going to reach back out to you. Absolutely. And I appreciate everybody's support over the years.
Absolutely, man. Rock Deep Inc. on Twitter, man. Hit them up. You can always hit me up on Twitter, Windows Radio. We'll link everybody, man. But big shout out to Rock being in the studio.
Oh, I'm on Instagram and all that stuff too. But
Instagram too.
Hey, Periscope is the thing right now. I'm getting Periscope right now live.
Hey, man. I love Periscope, man. I'm live here. I'm live there. Hey, man. I love it, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, look, after we come back on the flip side of this, man, we're going to get into our picks. And we talk a little wrestling from last night, TLC, man. Y'all just sit back, relax, enjoy yourself, man. And we'll be right back after this right here on Win and Lose Radio and WTTSradio.com. What is up, world? It's your man, DH, back in the building. You probably can't hear me. Now you can hear me. It's your man, DH, in the building, right here for more Win and Lose Radio. First of all, big shout out to my man, Rocky Parrish, for being in the studio. Make sure you go to Instagram and Twitter, Rock Deep INC. Hit him up. You know, good guy. Link up with him. Great to have him in the studio. Great friend of the show. And I know he'll be back. He said that on his way out. He said he will be back on the show. So definitely big shout out for Rocky Parrish in the building with us. And got to give another big shout out to all our Oh, and by the way, I got to show y'all these hot gloves. Rock Deep Captain America gloves, brand new. I'm not even gonna take the plastic off because I love them so much. So big shout out to for Rock, all my football players out there, man. Go get you some gloves because you're gonna need them. Because I know you can't catch. No, I'm playing. Big shout out to Rock, man, for coming through and hanging out with us right here on Win or Lose Radio. Got to give another big shout out to all our sponsors, Ball Hawk Sports, where there is no off season, Building Hope Inc. You can go to buildinghopeinc.org to help build hope in the lives of others. And I got to give a big shout out to one of our new corporate sponsors. Are you ready for this, Mr. Lee?
Ready.
Big shout out to King's Hawaiian, who responded to our tweets. Now, you know, we were tweeting that day about getting some bread, and they sent me t-shirts, they sent me bread, they sent me sunglasses, they sent me grocery bags, and they sent me coupons. Yes, they will be sending me more stuff. I tweeted them and talked to them earlier. They will be sending more. So big shout out to King's Hawaiian for helping our Win Lose Radio and, you know, supporting us and giving us some good bread, which I need to eat right now, Mr. Lee, because first of the year, man, it's gonna be no more bread, bro.
You cutting the bread out?
I'm gonna have to, bro.
Bro, how you gonna eat a sandwich?
I don't know. I just had to this will be the bread. Just put the cheese, throw some cheese on, put some cheese in the ham just like this, and just eat it like that without the bread. But it's all good. But nah, man, Mr. Lee, you hear the music in the background, break the walls down, my man Chris Jericho, and you know what that means. We're about to talk wrestling, you know, for this segment right here. And we're going to break down WWE TLC from last night. Now, just like I asked everybody that have on Mr. Lee, I'm going to ask you behind the glass in one word. Tell me your thoughts about last night's event.
One word?
One word.
Finally.
Finally. Dog, hold up. Odell Beckham just had another remarkable catch, bro.
Absolutely, of course.
So this guy is like so good, bro. And but he can't dance. I'm sorry. But anyway.
Nah,
so,
I mean, he can dance with men.
Moving on. So
Go Giants.
you said one. What was the? I guess they didn't give him the catch. Okay. So you said one word. You say is finally.
Finally.
Finally. Now follow up with that. Finally. What are your thoughts about that? Finally, man.
Finally, creative. Got it right.
You know what? And we're gonna get into that. But let's break down this card real quick, and you can tell me how you felt about some of these matches.
Let's go.
You know, it started out with a match that I really liked. It was a triple threat ladder match for the tag team titles. It was the Lucha Dragons. New Day Rocks. New Day Rocks. New Day Rocks. I wish I had a trombone. Hey, how you say? Booty.
The Lucha Booty.
And that's how you do. My man, Big E. Hey, my goal for 2016 is to get Big E on the show.
Bruh, Big E, dog.
Dog, I'm going to have to, whenever they come here, we got to find a way to get a media pass and, like, interview Big E.
Bruh.
We can make that happen, huh?
Big E.
Should I just add him?
Let's add Big E.
Let's add him. Okay.
We are Big E supporters here at Win or Lose Radio.
So I'm going to add Big E. We're going to chop this up, and I'm going to send this to him. Like, bro, we got to get you on. I know our schedules are conflicting, but when you come back to the area, we got to interview you and get you on because you're just funny, dude. Like,
you're funny, dude. We love your work, bro. We love your work.
Love it. And
just do the dance for me one time, and I'm good. Not that one.
Not that one. Oh, the booty dance.
The booty dance.
The booty dance. Chill. Let me move on. In that match, they also had the Usos. They had a couple of great spots in this match. Hey, dog. You know, every time I see that, you know I text you.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm done. I don't want to be disrespectful. So how you feel about that match last night? They had a couple great spots in the match.
Bruh, Kalisto. Salito del Sol? Are you serious?
Yo, that was crazy.
Off the top of the ladder? Through another ladder? That looked like wood, but...
Bro, that was a wood... Hey, chill.
A wood ladder?
Oh, painted... Like, they have silver wood now.
They got chrome paint
on
a
wood
ladder.
Bruh. Awesome.
That was awesome. I mean, that was match of the night for me.
And it was a great match. And I gotta give a big shout out for them for hitting some of those spots to kind of get it started earlier. Because that's been the knock, is that the start of these programs start out too slow and it's hard to keep interest. But I think they started out great last night with that.
I love New Day. and I love what they're doing. And I really think that the tag team division is really slowly progressing.
Yeah.
And a feud like this with the Lucha Dragons and the Usos is a good way to get other guys involved because New Day is it right now.
They hot, man.
I don't see them really dropping the titles until Mania, prayerfully.
They hot right
but
now, man.
They're the hottest thing in wrestling right now. So New Day rocks.
They hot right now. Then you had Rusev against Ryback. Yeah, I definitely went to go eat some chips. Don't tell summertime, but I definitely went to go eat some chips during this match.
I think Ryback should be a heel. I can't get the baby
He's so
face.
corny to me.
I can't get the babyface big guy muscle head. Somebody mentioned to me Goldberg, but he's not Goldberg.
He's not Goldberg.
He's not even a fan favorite like that. So he needs to be a heel. I'm sorry, he's misplaced. And Ruru, him and Lana, I mean, it's corny now. I think if anything, Ryback should be trying to flirt with Lana. Be like, hey yo, you should come get on the Ryback.
You should feed me more. Feed me tonight. Nah, okay. Yeah, that was definitely a snoozer. Yeah. But I mean, I get it. You gotta have some snoozers in there.
They worked a good match though. It's just the storyline is just boring. It's not.
Yeah, I'm kind of through with it. Alberto Del Rio.
Doritos.
Alberto Doritos versus Jack Swagger in a chairs match. How do you feel about that? I thought it was a pretty decent match.
I'm a huge Del Rio fan.
Yeah, me too.
And I thought him throwing them chairs at Swagger was not sold well enough.
Yeah.
Swagger should have sold the hell out of getting hit with them chairs.
Like 20,
times.
bro. He threw 20
he threw
chairs
like 10
at him.
chairs at him. Like, dude, sell one of them at least.
The funny thing about that, like, you know, we talked during the joint last night, and it was just like, this, like, the storyline and subplots, you know, are going nowhere fast.
Yeah.
And I was really hoping that they hurry up and get out of this and let Del Rio have a program with a big name guy, because Del Rio is a big name guy. He needs to have a program with somebody that, you know, that he should have. Like, there's no way Swagger should be in this program with Del Rio.
Well, I feel like they had to give Del Rio something to feed him to get
him started, because he is just coming back.
Yeah, Swagger is the momentum guy.
So he
ain't been on TV.
He's like
would
you consider him like a glorified jobber in this situation?
He's Barry Horowitz.
Barry Horowitz, the Brooklyn Brawler.
He's the Brooklyn Brawler. But nah, Del Rio needed somebody to get him started.
Somebody to go up against.
Exactly. He needed to get some couple wins on his belt, and that's who they chose. Now, who he gets next? Hey man, we may have to do a nice little wrestling show, man, and talk about that. I'm confused because I feel like Dean Ambrose should have been going at Del Rio. You know, League of Nations versus the Empire.
I think that may be the next move, though.
It's too late, bro. Champion versus champion.
Why not?
No, you got to make them defend the belts on different spectrums. Keep the champions apart.
Yeah, it'd be different if it was the world title.
Exactly. Keep the champions apart right now. Let them get the credibility up.
I'll take that. Yeah, Team Extreme versus the Wyatt family. How'd you feel about this match?
Thank you, creative. The Wyatts needed a win,
bro. Because I'm gonna tell you something. The Wyatt family. Well, even Bray Wyatt. Like, he has it. And Shawn Michaels said this last night on the podcast. He said Bray Wyatt is like this era's Undertaker.
Yes,
I can see that because he's the only one right now that really, like, when I watch it, I'm like, I really believe that he can beat somebody, and I really believe he has the best gimmick to me right now.
I agree.
He has the best gimmick to me right now. So I'm glad they won. I didn't understand, you know, the concept of putting those guys against each other, but I think they're trying to do more with the Wyatt family all together, which I get.
You gotta build new stars. And
you got to.
If they want him to be the monster heel, then it's time for them to push him as a monster.
And it's time for him to demolish everybody.
And
he needs to have a belt.
Everybody. I think he does need a title run. I see it happening late after Mania, but he needs a title run. He needs to be champion in 2016.
World champion?
World champion.
That'd be nice.
Dude,
bro, Bray Wyatt with Bray Wyatt with the belt, bro.
If he get it at SummerSlam or Survivor Series, that would be dope.
Bray Wyatt with the belt. I like that.
Absolutely.
I feel like heels should have titles, bro.
I agree, but certain heels, not all of them, because some of them don't need it. It's a prop on some people. Kevin Owens, I think the IC title was a prop on him because he doesn't need it. He's more world champion class to me, and that's just my thinking of him. But Bray Wyatt, I mean, even if you put the tag titles on like Luke Harper and Strowman or Rowan, even one of them two, that's domination right there.
Yeah, because you wouldn't be able to beat them. Like you could seriously, the one. Okay, let's explain something to the novice fans real quick.
Explain it.
The one thing about wrestling, just like a soap opera, there's storylines and they have stuff built in, and they have to have believable storylines. If the Wyatt family has belts and those guys in the Wyatt family, I believe that nobody should be able to beat them. And that's why they don't sell, because, everything, the hits and stuff are ineffective to them. You know what I mean?
I agree.
That's why they don't sell. And they're the only people that can technically get away with not selling because they're four of the biggest dudes walking around in the E right now.
Yeah. I mean, they're legitimate, like 6'7", 6'8", almost 6'10".
300 pounds.
These dudes are
All
big,
four.
man. All of them.
Just legit. Too legit to quit.
Too legit to
But we got to stay on time, so let's move on.
Let's move.
KO versus Dean Ambrose. And, of course, Dean Ambrose won the belt. And I tell you, I really didn't agree with the decision.
I'm with you. I thought it was too early.
I really didn't agree with the decision.
But I like it, though.
Because, look, they're forming a stable. And he's number 2 in the stable, which they don't have a name for yet, do they?
No.
But he's number 2 in the stable. And how's the number 2 guy have a belt before the number 1 guy? Or maybe what's happening right now is that Roman is not going to be the number 1 guy if if he goes on hiatus full of it.
Bruh, I think of it like this. If you got the 4 horsemen, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's like Barry Windham getting a strap before Ric Flair.
And
just
Flair
certain things shouldn't happen.
And if Flair doesn't have a strap, nobody should have a strap.
Absolutely. It just don't work that way. And I feel like it's a little too early for Dean to have the strap. I would have rather have seen him get it at the Rumble.
Bro, I just seen what you tagged me in.
You see that?
That's funny. Did it happen tonight?
I think it did.
That's funny.
It looks like it did happen tonight. Can't wait to watch it.
That's funny. Hilarious. But yeah, I agree. So maybe, who knows what's happening with that. Maybe, maybe that's a sign of things to come. Charlotte Flair against Paige. I really like what they're doing with Charlotte. They have to.
And people have kind of got salty on Charlotte
frowned upon it.
Her acting like her dad.
But why not? That's her dad,
exactly.
Who had one of the greatest gimmicks in wrestling history. Why not?
Why not? I agree. And I feel like that all the greats who are second generation, they did kind of bite off their parents until they found their own path. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, man. Dog, that is one of the best wrestling gimmicks to have. Why not use that to your advantage? Let him help you, because the longer Flair's around, I'm cool with it.
I agree, man. Cool. Keep Nature Boy on TV. He's entertaining.
Yeah. And finishing it out, Sheamus against Reigns. And I really was more interested in the end of the match.
Agree.
Which was way better to me than the actual match itself.
Finally. Dude, you don't know how long I've been waiting to see Roman just shut up.
He spazzed, bro.
And just spaz out, bruh.
Which I think was needed. And like you said,
absolutely.
It took Triple H to put him over, because that was definitely a different Roman than I saw.
Yeah.
And I was kind of the one that was agitated. I'm like, well, when are they going to give him the strap? When are they going to give him the belt? Because he's been chasing his belt for a while. And I think the culmination finally came with Hunter, and everything just boiled over. And I think that's going to help build him. And I think it worked out.
For me, this is kind of a la Austin McMahon a little bit. But Roman ain't quite the talker that Austin was. Not by a long shot.
That'd be nice if he was, though. If he could talk, man.
If he could talk, man, everybody would love him right now. But, since he's not the promo guy, people aren't jumping on the bandwagon. But if you just book him as just...
Speaking of Austin.
There it is. If you just book him as a, kick-ass type of guy, you can't go wrong. That's what people want to see from him anyway. He was like that in the Shield. He wasn't talking that much, which kind of made people draw attention to him.
Yeah.
Then they started having these nursery rhyme promos. Like, what? Dude.
Tater tots.
Tater tots.
I'm like, am I watching Napoleon Dynamite?
Oh my God. Stop. So,
So, Mr. Lee, look, we have to make our picks, and we have to pay these bills. So that was TLC in a nutshell. And you guys, we break down every pay-per-view, so get used to it. The Monday after every pay-per-view, we will break it down. We'll call it the Monday after, and we'll break down wrestling right here. Nowhere else you're going to get wrestling right here, man. I mean, nowhere else you're going to get wrestling talk. You're going to get it right here for a segment. Even though the segment was about 10 minutes, but you're going to get it right here. on winlooseradio.com. So sit back, relax. We'll be right back right after a really quick break. We got to get our pick on. So let's do it right here on Win and Lose Radio and WTTSradio.com.
You stole my heart. You are all that I anticipated. I wanted you every part, but I knew love would be complicated. I began to touch, but you wouldn't let it. It never seemed to be the right time. I started to give up, down to the limit, and then you changed your mind. And we begin to rock, steady, steady rocking all night long. And we begin to rock, steady, rocking till the break of dawn. Rock, steady, steady rocking all night long. Rock, steady, rockin' till the break of dawn. You looked at me, to my surprise. You were too anticipating. I should have known it was in your eyes that you were getting tired of waiting. You wanted me so much, but I didn't get it. How could I find a piece of the line? I started to give up, but love wouldn't let it. Then you walked into my life, and we began to rock. Steady, steady rocking all night long. And we began to rock. Steady,
What is up? It's your man DH back in the building right here on Win or Lose Radio and WTTSradio.com. We just broke down WWE TLC last night. It was a great time, had fun. We're going to get into these picks real quick. Mr. Lee, are you ready behind the glass, man?
I'm ready.
Ready?
It's Redemption Sunday.
Redemption Sunday. You got to get some wins, man. You had 6 last week.
Let's not talk about it.
Maybe you'll get 7 if the Giants win. I had 11 last week.
Bro, I was
Booyah.
losing games by like 3 points.
Yeah, man, that sucks, bro. You're losing games like the Giants lose games, bro, when it counts. But it's all good, man.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Dang, that was that shot?
That was a good one.
That was a good one?
Yeah.
I ain't even playing that, bro.
You did.
Normally during a break, that's when I write all my jokes, but during the break, I didn't even plan that. I just got them with it. Booyah!
You're rubbing it in.
Okay, I'm sorry. Is it over?
It's
The
over.
moment's gone?
You killed.
Okay, cool. So let's get into the picks this week, man.
Let's go. McKendry.
Oh, that's funny. Nobody knows about that joke but me. That was good.
Got you back.
Rim shot. Rim shot. All right, so Mr. Lee, Tampa Bay is playing the Rams in St. Louis. Who you got?
Give me the Bucks.
Bucks. Yeah, I think I'm taking the Bucks too. Famous Jameis. I feel like he'll get it done, man.
They're gonna bounce back from that loss last
Yeah,
week.
I think they'll get it done, man.
Yeah.
We got the Jets playing the Cowboys in Dallas. Who you got?
JETS.
I'm taking it. Ooh. A part of me wants to take the Cowboys.
Why? Their defense is stout. What? Fitzpatrick is about to light this.
Was you about to call it Fitz Traffic?
Yeah. It's about to screw his name all the way up.
I can hear
Got a list.
it. No, I'm going with the Jets, man.
Yeah.
I'm rocking with you on the Jets.
Sorry. Go Cowboys.
Atlanta Falcons against the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. I'm going with Jacksonville.
Blake Bortles.
Yeah, because the Falcons just don't even need to suit up, bro.
Trash. After that loss.
Booty.
Beauty. Biggie dance.
Did you see that meme today? Booties.
Yeah.
I was weak on that. I was really weak on that. The Redskins against the Buffalo Bills. I'm going with the Redskins because I feel like their backs against the wall and they know their playoff lives depend upon it. So I'm going with the Redskins.
Give me the Buffalo Wings.
Ooh, you're going with the ranch dressings.
Dog, Tyrod Taylor is going to light that defense up. Sammy Watkins? What? I'm going to give a bold prediction right now.
Uh-oh, let me pause the music. Hold on.
Sammy Watkins gets 175 yards.
You heard it here first on Win or Lose Radio from Mr. Lee Behind the Glass. Sammy Watkins will get 175 yards. And when he doesn't, I'll be the first person to tell him that he was wrong.
Nah, Sammy going to have a big game, though.
I think he will, too.
Yeah.
But I think the Redskins will play better. I don't know. Who knows?
Good luck.
Chicago Bears against the Minnesota Vikings. I think the Vikings are going to bounce back. What you think?
Hey, you know what? I think I like the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm going with the Vikings.
Even
too,
though
man.
the Bears just coming off a loss against a tough loss. You know what? They can't get field goals. So I'm going with the Vikings.
The Vikings have quietly just played themselves into
The
a pretty
playoffs.
decent season.
They have.
And they played well.
Man,
And Theodore
Teddy B.
turn them off.
Teddy B.
Theodore Bridgewater's played
Who
well.
would have thought?
I wouldn't have thunk it.
I thought it'd be all right. Not this good, though.
Yeah, me neither.
Not this good.
Tennessee at New England. I think I can pick for you and say New England on that one. Even though you don't like New England. And we've had discussion about this.
Don't get me wrong.
No, I know.
I respect New England. I just think that they're in a terrible division. I think there's no competition in that division. And I think that nobody in that division should just play games anymore. I'm just over it.
Just think they should just be done with football.
It should just be the AFC East Patriots. And that's it. It should be no other teams in that division.
So you're picking the Patriots?
Who else?
Yeah.
Who else could I pick?
Yeah, not the Tennessee Titans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You know what? We need to reseed these divisions. I think so.
Maybe we'll do that one episode. And just
It's time to
for
shake
fun.
it up. Who should be where?
Okay, we'll do that. We'll set it up.
We should do that.
And we'll redo it by where they actually live.
Agreed.
In the AFC South Booty Bowl, we got the Houston Texans against the Indianapolis Colts. You can flip a coin on this one because it will be a
The battle of the booty.
Yeah, because they both played like trash cans, bro. I'm going with gosh.
Bro, is Hoyer concussed still?
I think so. I'm going with the Colts.
If he's concussed, I'm going with the Colts.
Yeah,
Because they're
I'm
going to
going
have Brandon Whedon come in?
Chill.
And he doesn't know the system?
All
quite
these
yet?
picks are subject to change, by the way. Just as a disclaimer right here on
Based on
WinLoseRadio.com.
injuries, of
Based on
course.
injuries. These picks are being made legit 6 days before the game. So
Yeah, before we get the scouting reports and everything.
absolutely. And we have a lot to get through, and we have a little time, so let's get it. Chiefs at the Ravens. Chiefs. Panthers at the Giants.
Come on, man.
I'll go with the Panthers.
Cam.
Oh, Cam. Hold up. Cam. Oh, Cam. Cam won't die for me. I was like,
Dap.
The Cleveland Browns against the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks will not be stopped on that one.
Come on, man. Johnny Manziel versus Russie.
Yeah,
Not happening.
a little rusty.
Russie.
The Green Bay Packers against the Oakland Raiders.
Trap game. Is that on the road?
Yeah, it's in
Is
Oakland.
that in Oakland? Trap game.
You going with the Raiders?
I want to.
Your
I
pick
want
life
to.
depends upon it.
Go Pack Go.
Go Paco. Cool. The Cincinnati Bengals against the 49ers. I'm going with the Bengals.
Hey, bro, AJ McCarron is not looking bad. That last pick six that he threw, I mean, Gage just timed that route perfectly.
Oh, and why is he not that bad? Because he's from where?
Bama.
Of course.
Roll Tide. But no, I don't know. Blaine Gabbert versus AJ McCarron. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm going to Bengals.
I think I'm going to Bengals.
Yeah.
And they still got a good run game.
This is my game of the week. Pittsburgh against Denver. I'm going Pittsburgh.
Oh, Pittsburgh all day. Best
Pittsburgh.
receiving core in the league.
Yeah, I like Pittsburgh. Ben Roethlisberger found a way to win. The Dolphins at the San Diego Chargers. I'm going to the Goldfish.
Let's go with the Goldfish.
Yeah, I'm going to Goldfish.
Yeah.
Cardinals at Eagles. I'm going with the Cardinals.
Let's go with the Birds. Wait.
And on Monday
They're
night,
both Birds. Let's go Cardinals.
on Monday night, the Detroit Lions against the New Orleans Saints.
The
Who you got?
Tenderloins. Let's go Saints.
You going Saints?
Let's go Saints.
I'm going Tenderloins.
That's in New Orleans?
Yeah.
I think Cooks is gonna have a good game. So let's go Saints.
I'm going Detroit.
Oh, they lost Mark Ingram. I might have to go Tenderloins. Got to come back to that one. I think I'm gonna take the Tenderloins as of right now.
That's cool. My picks are locked in. They will be on Twitter. You can hit me up on Twitter at Win Lose Radio. And before we get out of here, I know we're running past schedule, but hey, this is my show, and this is
my network.
Hey man, this is my show on Mr. Lee's network on WTTS Radio. So I guess it doesn't matter, huh?
No, we got this.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We can just hang out.
Yeah.
So I want to set this up right. Hold on, Mr. Lee. Because I have to make sure I do this the right way. I can't trick it up. And I think I'm getting ready to. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, this is going terrible. It's okay. Here we go. Got it. All right. So I haven't done this in a while. I got to go out kind of like this. It's one of my good songs. Donny Hathaway. So if some of you guys didn't know, the reason we were off the air for about, was it a month, Mr. Lee?
A month.
I was really sick. Like, really sick. And didn't realize how really sick I was. So I want to thank everybody, the Win or Lose Radio family and WTTS Radio family for, keeping me in their prayers. It's really been a tough month. I had a birthday the other day, and, I'm thankful to be around for it, and be healthy for it. But it was a really tough month for me, and I really haven't even had the chance to really talk about it, on a stage like this. But I want to give a big shout out to my family, the Williams family, Summertime, just my extended family, everybody who just checked on me. Mr. Lee was checking on me all the time. That's my boy, man. We go way back to middle school.
Yes, sir.
So, I really appreciate him checking on me. And I'm just glad to be able to come back and do an episode, because it was a time, Mr. Lee, where this show wasn't about to be the only thing that was over, man.
I had faith you was going to come out of that, man.
Yeah, I did too, man. But it's tough when, you laid up in the hospital. So I just really appreciate everybody out there. And I'm looking at this camera right here. I appreciate you for tuning in every week and really sending your greetings and texts and well wishes, man. I really appreciate that. And I don't have too many words I can say other than thank you. I appreciate the support. It really helped me get through a tough time. So I really thank you guys so much. It did my heart really good. So, Mr. Lee will tell you, we put in a lot of work to get this show done every week. And
Literally.
Yeah, a lot of work.
Our
And
system crashed.
like 15 minutes before the show
Like
started.
15 minutes before showtime.
Show
All
crashed.
the videos you see were gone. All the highlight graphics that come up were gone. Everything was completely gone. And we worked 15 minutes to get the cameras and everything situated for y'all.
Yeah, man.
We do this for you.
Every Monday, man. So.
And I can't do this without him.
Yeah, hey, and I can't do this without you.
It's my boy.
Hey, man, that's my brother, man. So, I appreciate everybody once again, man. And every week, man, I'm going to be here best I can to make sure we get it in. But, yeah, man, peace and love, man. Everybody show me love and show me support. Or people who didn't know what was going on, that's where I was. So, definitely big love, and I appreciate it. And I need to hurry up and shut up before I start crying and stuff, man. Everybody start clowning me. But let me hurry. We got to get out of here, man. We were overtime. And we didn't even schedule overtime tonight, but it's all good. But, man, I really appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Make sure you check us out next week right here on the network, WTTSradio.com. You can go to winandloseradio.com throughout the week to check out everything we have going on. Also, hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If it's social, we're on it. So hit us up. And if you want one of these, tweet me. We'll make it happen for you. All right?
Little to big.
We'll make it happen. Little to big, small to tall. You will get your t-shirt. Trust and believe. Small to tall.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Little to big, small to tall, you will get your shirt. No, that's all good, man. But peace and love. Blessings, man. And I will see you guys next week right here, Lord willing, on winandloseradio.com and WTTSradio.com. Y'all be good. From me someday.